In this episode of Adventures of an Old Seadog, I get down on my deck. I get rid of GoPro, and I have an argument and lose my temper with DJI. Do some modifications to my anchoring system, drill some more holes in my boat, do some serious stocking up ready to go back to sea, and I help some friends out. This is the cover of the new outboard engine. It's a Yamaha 6 horsepower, which means no more slow Seadog. I'm going to be going fast on this. So I thought I'd do a bit of customization. That involved a bit of green tape and a bit of spray. Paint, that is. It's not just about being cool. If you've got a customized engine top, less chance of it getting stolen, as it's easy to identify. You're just going to have to wait to see what I'm going to paint on mine. Going through some of my old camera gear, I got a box here full of stuff. All odds and sods, some of which are useful, some of which belong to things that are put away, other things that just look really cool. And then I've got crap, and I've got a lot of crap. And the reason for this is I'm making room for new camera gear. Part of getting the boat ready for an expedition out into the wild again is re-equipping the camera gear. After all, the camera gear is what it's all about, and the stuff I've got is sorely falling to bits and worn out and just bad. So it's time to renew some stuff. Got several different containers and boxes. This is one that I use on the deck. It's airtight and there's stuff in there. A lot of connectors, and the problem these days is everybody uses different systems, and one system won't fit another system, and then bits break, and you get a piece like that. It's got a huge thing on that side, but that one can be useful, so you daren't throw it out because it might come in handy. Brackets like this, all kinds of stuff. There's a sport connector with a big thread on, which you don't see, but you know, I'm going to keep that. That might come in handy. And I've kind of found a use for two different things there. One will fit on the other, and then the whole lot will fit on a pole. And here's kind of what I'm talking about. Little selection here. There's a cover for a microphone. It's an old Rode mic. I seem to go through Rode mics at an alarming rate. I don't know why that should be. And that's actually the spring mounting for it. It's a shockproof mounting, which I've taken off, and I can adapt that to fit something else. It's got the connector on the bottom there to fit in the shoe on a camera, and a little box from DJI had stuff in it, and I'm going to put other stuff in it, so we can keep that. And it's also good for maybe data cards and so on and so forth, so we'll keep those. So that stuff goes back in the box, and this stuff the trash. And while I think about it, these can also go back in the trash. DJI and GoPro stickers. If they want me to show them, then they need to sponsor me. That's fair enough. The reason I got so many connectors and stuff, it's just to try and have something for every eventuality. I'm still using some of my father's old stuff on this trip. He used to like cameras and gadgets. The old-fashioned screw fittings like this are still in use today. But unfortunately, GoPro came along and invented this one, which now all the action cameras are using copy. It's not just that, it's electronics, cables, connectors, video formats, all kinds of stuff. There's a bit of a mismatch going on at the moment. If you've got one set of gear, it's not compatible with another set of gear, and so on and so forth. More technology rants coming up, so don't go away. Meantime, thought I'd better get some proper work done, so it's back outside. One of the things I've hated on Shaddy ever since I bought her was some of the colour scheme, particularly the decks and some of the trim and the anti-slip. Now at last, I'm getting to change that. Yes, I hated this. I've always hated that colour. This is actually lighter than I expected, but it's better than that. Duck's trying to get some food off me. Quack quack. Yes, quack quack. Lots of industry and noise here today. Nearly at an end of this though, and it's looking good. Yes. What do you want? Quack quack. Quack quack. Still a lot more to do, but I think the difference is incredible. Also, with a lighter color, it'll make the boat cooler. The dark stuff that I had on before made the decks really hot. Then it was time for a break. Yes, it doesn't look very nice, does it? I've got the torch on it, it looks even worse. That looks pretty disgusting. Another part of getting ready to leave is stocking the boat up. Today finds me upside down yet again in the bilge, but this time it's not cleaning some nasty mess or fixing something. I'm stocking up the boat with cans ready to go to sea. Still waiting on the weather. It's been appalling the last week. Just got such a little to do now on the boat, but it's all important stuff. Closing up the top of the deck, paint, sealing things up. I'm trying to get it all done before I go to sea, before I get salt water on the boat. Plan is to go out for a month of adventuring, but been held back by the weather, so I'm doing other things, stocking the boat up. Not sure what to do with this sugar. Bought these, they're great, they're in paper though. Don't like to buy things in plastic, prefer paper, but animals can get through there, and if I'm going to stow that down below, that could be a problem. Had them in this plastic bag, but it ripped. Then I've got an idea, an old waterproof bag, one of these turnover top jobbies. This one's nothing wrong with it, but it's a bit moth-eaten and dirty, so I'm going to put them in there. Sometimes I'm just completely overwhelmed by my own genius. Yeah, eat your way through that, vermin. Found a hidey place for the beer in the old water tanks. I think they found a far better use than just holding water. Yes, there you go, look. Nice. Meanwhile, found another way to keep the weather out of the boat. What do you think, guys? Works for me. Working in the back today. Problems with the scuppers, or you could call them cockpit drains, whichever you like to call them, but that's blocked. It doesn't work anymore. What you're looking at there is an elongated hole. The actual hole that the water goes through is about that big. It's too small, and it goes down deep into the back of the boat into a box section where it turns 90 degrees. And try as I might, I cannot clear them. They've got full of crustaceans and all sorts of stuff over the years. Stuff's dropped down there. I can't get it out, and they're completely blocked. There is a section I can remove down in the boat, but still the bit where the blockage is inaccessible from the outside of the boat or the inside. They're too small, so I'm going to make some new scuppers. I'm fed up with them. It's dangerous having the cockpit full of water. If you get a big wave or something that comes in here, this is capable of holding about 1.5 tons of water, this cockpit. So yeah, that's not good. So we need proper drains. On with the drill. Going to put the new ones in there, and that's going to be double the size of the diameter of these old ones. But I could drill through this, and it's steel. Friend's having a mast taken down, so we're going to check that out right now. I think I've mentioned this before, that there's a great camaraderie in the yard. Everybody helps each other. All you have to do is ask, and your neighbours come over and lend you a helping hand.
Yeah, Joe.
Want to take that one?
It's nicely balanced.
Everybody's here. It's the most exciting thing to happen in the yard for a few months. The beers are on him tonight.
Battery ram, ramming speed.
Yeah.
The mast actually came off this boat. This is the Northern Rose, owned by some English friends of mine. We took the mast into the tent where they were going to completely refurbish the entire boat. Decided to hang it up on the side of the tent so it would be out of the way. And we'll get more beers when we come to take it down. We need to work on it. So, double indemnity. It'll cost you more.
Hello, fatty. What you doing? What you doing? Everybody's drinking beer. Yeah.
It's all very exciting. But I'm on a mission. I've got more holes to drill. So back to the boat.
I don't know if it's 3 or 4 milli, but it's plumbing a lot of steel. So now, got to do an identical one on the other side. I've been putting this off for a while because it's not a nice job.
So that's the back of the hole. I'll clear this all out later, but basically it's going to connect to a hose that's going to run to the back, and the wet well, which is down under all this stuff here. This is the fitting that's going to go on. It was round, but I've cut it like that. It is screw, but it's not going to screw. It's going to get stuck now, because obviously when it's cut like that, it won't screw. And I had to do it that way because I need it as close to the floor as possible. If you see what I mean, there you go. That's basically how it's going to go, something like that. Still a mess here in the cockpit. Got the old gas system out. Thought while I was in the lazarette doing some work, I might as well change the gas system. I've now put in these new ones, these big boys here. These are New Zealand ones. You can now see the pipework is installed. Okay, that's another job done. Different regulator, different tanks. These are much bigger than the old ones. So they should last me quite a while. Got them strapped down. I've got this system here to strap them in, because you don't want these things rolling around. Got this new doohickey. It's going to be a camera mount to go on the canoe. This is my do-it-yourself selfie stick. The idea is it'll fit in there. I can now mount a camera on there. It's a little bit wobbly, but it should be okay. And the idea is then you can take it out. This also, coincidentally, but it's not by coincidence, it's by design, will fit a winch. Yes, mounting camera points all around the boat. Still not happy with the way that the anchor is seated when she's back on board. She's loose and there's a big surface area on the front. Every time she dives into a wave, that thing could swing back and do some damage on the boat. The old anchor had a rope tied around it when it was back on deck. That won't do with this beast of an anchor. So I decided to drill through and secure with a pin. Okay, got the hole through. Remember, this is stainless steel. This is hard stuff. Been discussing with a friend of mine, Pele, and he suggests that I really should put a pin all the way through to take the load of the big anchor going up and down like that, especially when it gets hit in a wave or tries to move around. So I'm going to do that, but I think today we'll just do the one hole, and that'll be enough for one day. Got the anchor down. Another friend helped me with that. I've made a mark, going to drill through there and then hoist it back on board again. Okay, getting the anchor ready to go back on board. I drilled the hole in her, as you can see there. Hopefully it'll match up with this one. I'm going to get the anchor here, and then I'm going to put something through it and mark the hole opposite there. Inside the boat, let's not make this job too hard. Turn that on and see if the anchor still works. Oh. Oh, shit. That's the pin there, and I think my friend Pele is correct. I think really what I need to do is drill through and have a full-length pin there. Another 2 hours later, a hot drill and some worn-out bits. But I got the second hole done. You can see it there. It's a little bit rough. There's a few burrs on it, but yeah, enough for one day. It's done. So what I'll do is I'll get a longer piece to go through there, and that will really lock the anchor down, which is what we want. Maybe I need to keep the hammer up here, but it does fit.
when I hit a big sea with this boat, there's a lot of area in this anchor that is just going to hit the sea flat on when the bow goes down. And now that ain't going to move. Meanwhile, time to clean up, and I guess it must be beer o'clock now. I'm filming this on a little Osmo DJI. I'm changed over to DJI. I like their products. I just bought a second one here, and I'm having the problems again that you do if you ever bought one of these, is to get it activated. Now I've signed in, I'm on my DJI account, and I cannot work out how to, and I've done this 3 or 4 times now with different products and from them, and I cannot remember how to do it. And there's no inkling here, nothing's popping up. It took me a whole day last time to figure one of these things out. I got a drone from them. Been buying a lot of stuff and having problems with DJI. Guys, why can't you just buy something from your company and use it? Why do you have to log on and do all the stuff? And it just, look, it's saying it's connected to the computer, but it's not come up here. I can't find it in any pages or any places at all. There's no prompts, what have you. So, you know, it's the sort of thing that in life that helps to drive you mad. It's not necessary, guys, not necessary.
Of course, I found out later that you have to do this through an app on your phone. My point is that it's not clear, and in my opinion, it shouldn't be necessary to activate a product from somebody by going through the internet. You should be able to buy it and use it. It's also difficult to do. Okay, rant over. Been cleaning up round the boat. Do you think I've got too many guitars on board? Having to sort through stuff. I got one. Well, actually, that belongs to that one over there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's that, and then 5. Of course, I have to get off the boat every so often, otherwise I'd go crazy. Went into town and saw some craziness. Young people throwing coloured chalk dust everywhere. Not sure what that was about. This is rather sweet, however. A lot of, I don't know, you call it tree art, but it was all done in crochet and knitting. You've got to love it. Where else in the world would you see an orange knitted centipede or even a woolly whale? Probably only here in Whangarei. Meanwhile, next time on Adventures of an Old Seadog, I'm back at sea. Nice to be at sea. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notifications bell. That way you'll get notified every time there's a new episode. Thank you to my patrons for their amazing support. For real-time updates, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram.